And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called MonstroCity, in which you are a group of good guy monsters fighting against an evil scientist who has taken over a city. The theming there doesn't make as much sense. I feel like the mad scientist in the city is just to make us all not feel bad about destroying cities. I wasn't going to feel bad anyway, but that's how this is. It's a cooperative game in which you're rolling dice as quickly as you possible to move monsters around and smash buildings. Sounds amazing. Let's find out. In this game, each player is going to play one of 4 different monsters: Tortoiseshell, Max Horn, Bobzilla, and Furious George, which is a great name. Each of these monsters has a certain number of hit points. They have a special ability where they'll be slowly beefing up that special ability, then they can use it. They also have another side, which gives them another special ability. It also shows how much damage they do. So for example, on this side here, Tortoiseshell and Max Horn and Furious George all do 1 damage. Bobzilla does 2 damage. But it also shows that you have a free move every turn. Like Tortoiseshell does not get that free move every turn, but Max Horn is fast, so he gets a free move every turn of 2, and then how far they move when they're moving. So these are basically it. You'll each also have a character miniature that matches yours. You'll start in somewhere in the city. You'll place the buildings up semi-randomly. City Hall's in the middle of the table, but other than that, they're semi-random. You'll have a city threat level over here that you'll be keeping track of. There's going to be 5 rounds of the game, and there are police cars randomly scattered throughout the board. Players are going to each have 4 dice, and during the rampage part of this game, as long as you can for 2 minutes, you're going to roll those dice as fast as you can, resolving them. 2 of the dice are bad. This one here, which shows the turret on the side, and there's 5 sides of the dice, which is why I'm showing all 5 here. The turret causes any turret that's within range of you, which means they're in the same block as you essentially, or if you're on an intersection, you have 2 turrets that are within range of you, and it will hit you for a certain amount of damage. In this game, you respawn when you come back, but it's going to slow you down because you move all the way back to the beginning, so that's going to be kind of a pain in the neck. But anyhow, your health track goes down when the turrets go off. If you're playing the advanced game, each of the turrets does different things, which you're going to have to look up because you're never going to remember. The police siren symbol here means if you are the police threat level. So the police are kind of weird because there's all over the board and you can destroy their cars, but as these come off, the threat level numbers are going to go up, and so that's how much damage you'll take every time you roll a police token. If you roll the swords, yay, that's when you can smash. At this point, you're going to take tokens equal to the number of your damage if you're next to a building, and you'll put them in the roof of that building, and you're just going to keep adding tokens there, trying to destroy that building. Each of the buildings has a different health amount based on the number of players in the game. So that common building, that gray one I'm attacking, you can see has 10 hit points. Once there's 10 on here, then that building is destroyed. Special buildings are the purple buildings. They're a little bit harder, and then turrets are the hardest of all. And you can see, again, the numbers change based on the number of players. Rage, when you roll this symbol here, you are going to increase the rage track on your monster. I mentioned that. Once you have this all the way up to the end, you can like uncharge it back to 0, and then here do 2 area damage. You do 2 damage to everyone next to you, or whatever it might be. Max Horn can run in a straight line and do 4 damage to an adjacent target. And then finally, there's energy. Energy is the best thing on the die, which is why there's 2 of them. When you roll an energy, you can basically do almost anything. You can increase your health by 3. You can increase your rage track by 1. You can do 1 point of damage, or you can move. It's pretty much the only way to move, other than I said that you had a free move each turn. And so then you'll move around and smash other buildings. As buildings are smashed, you're going to be moving a threat token along this track, which will cause you to occasionally draw various cards that are there. So maybe it's a good card, a mutation, like, hey, this one here adds 1 to everybody's speed. Or I can move a monster for free 3 spaces. But the city's also doing nasty stuff here, like this repel beam. And So the evil scientist here will move all monsters 3 spots away from buildings. So those are going to happen as you move up there. Then monsters can smash police cars, but you can take the police cars. They're going to come back on the board based on the threat level. And then you'll do some cleanup and events and things like that. And then between rounds, you get ready to go again. Now, you have to win this game. Now, folks, I am really flummoxed on how to win the game. Apparently, the game ends if it's the 5th round or if you've destroyed all the buildings of the city. The game ends. The rules say you unlock victory stars if you win, do different things. If you destroy City Hall, you get a victory star. If you destroy all the buildings, you get a victory star. And you get a victory star if you manage to finish the game before the end of round 4. If you get all 3 victory stars, then you win. If you don't win as much. We were very confused on this one. The rules are very unclear on it. We're not sure if just run and kill City Hall, that's 1 star. If you destroy all the buildings, you've also destroyed City Hall. It's the finishing everything before round 5. You're not going to get one of those before you get the other. You're going to get the City Hall, and then all the buildings gets you 2, and then doing it in round 4 gets you 3. It's just a really weird way to mention it, and we weren't sure which one is an actual win. Because destroying City Hall is not too hard. Destroying all the buildings, much, much more difficult. Doing it by 4, not sure it's even possible. So anyway, that's how you supposedly win. At the beginning of the game, you're going to have to build all the buildings, and they're pretty easy. They're just cardboard with the top and the bottom, and happily, they all do fit in the box. The monsters themselves, I really like these miniatures. They look really good. They're not super detailed, but they're cool enough for what they are in this game. The cards are all good quality, linen finish, although I would have preferred that they didn't put this little artwork small and have the big person on the side. They do this with all of them. Then they have this cool artwork here. I would have just forgot that person and made the artwork bigger. But that's minor quibble. The one thing I don't like is I don't like the dice because the symbols are really small on the sides of the die. There's so much white space on each of them. Also, remembering what this does is a real pain in the neck. And remembering what each turret does is a real pain in the neck. We're constantly have to say, oh yeah, this turret does what? I found the game is really simplistic, but that was a problem. The biggest problem though of all are these damage tokens. So here I am, I'm attacking a building. So I'm next to this building and I throw some damage in it. And then I throw some more damage in this building. And then something happens, and it's my turn to do it again. I'm like, all right, I need to do some more damage. How much damage does this building have? Hang on. And you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The time is running while you're doing that. That it's just not easy to count the damage you've done to a building. So I found that to be problematic. The police cars are also really low quality. There's just these little, they remind me like police cars from some 1970s style game. But so it's kind of a mishmash of quality all around. Wow, I wasn't impressed with this one at all, folks. Man, it looked so great. When we were setting it up at the first game, I set everything up and we looked at it and I said, this better be good because it looks great. 3D buildings, monsters, speed dice rolling. One of my favorite games, Project Elite, does the same thing. You roll dice as fast as you can, you run around and shoot stuff. Here, you roll dice as fast as you can, you run around and smash stuff. And that's problematic because Project Elite is, like I said, one of my favorite games. It is amazing. This is not. And I'll tell you why. Because it's boring. You roll dice. You punch the building you're next to. I'm leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. Oh, I'm leveled up. Boom. Move to the next building. Oh, I got blown up by the good guys? Okay, hang on. All right, here we go again. I blew up that building. Wow, so boring. Even when you add in the special abilities and add in the different turrets, which actually drags the game out, I don't even know how it's possible to destroy every building in the game. You might get there, hurling dice as fast as you possibly can. But like I said, that throwing the cubes in, remembering how many are in each one. But there's no strategy. There's no, oh, I'll hit this building instead of this building. Yes, I'll hit a turret or I'll hit a smaller building. There's all the monsters they're just walking around punching things, and then you get blown up and you come back. The police cars are just on the board to be on the board. Random special effects happen. The rules are written, I think, fairly poorly, and I still am not sure exactly how to win the game. It's just a mess. It's a good-looking mess, but it's a mess. And I can't really recommend this when there are so many real-time dice games that offer meaningful decisions from, the Dice Hospital and Fast Food, the game there, and like I said, Project Elite and Escape, and there's a whole genre here of real-time dice rolling games. This is at the bottom of that heap, unfortunately. The monster thing is a cool idea. I want more games that allow me to be a big monster and smash stuff. But this gives no satisfaction. You just roll the dice and you do what they say. No mitigation, no saving a die, no I'll roll the dice one more time to see what happens. You just roll them. Bad stuff happens to you, you take it because that's just how it's going to be. There's no, I'm going to roll the dice one more time, but I might get more bad things. You just have to roll the dice more times. So boring. The events are boring. The gameplay is boring. I just can't recommend it. So that's MonstroCity. Disappointing, honestly, but I don't know that a lot of people are going to really enjoy this one, but who knows. I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching the Dice Tower. Dice Tower Judgment, there's just not much of a game here.